Hey guys, the name is Cozy Mittens, or Mittens for short. This is my first ever podfic. It's a general audience, no archive warnings, and a genfic, meaning no romantic relationship, I think. Uh, the fandom of it is Genshin Impact. Relationships are Kong slash Ether and Varka. Characters Kong slash Ether and also Varka. Additional tags are platonic affection, platonic cuddling, pure self-indulgence, soft Varka, parental Varka, selectively mute Kong slash Ether, sleepy Kong slash Ether, fluff, not guy. It's 759 words and a one shot. Let's begin. Do not move. Cat and Lap by koogi123 drlessy. Summary: Ether joins Varka in his fake sleeping venture to get alone time from the other knights, except he actually intends to get some sleep, feeling safe enough to do so. Varka had his eyes shut and his breath slow, on the verge of sleep, but also unable to actually give in to it. Sometimes he needed space from the other knights, from everyone really. He wasn't too far from the camp, just above them. No one would find him anytime soon, not unless they wanted to climb, and considering how much a few of the knights drank last night, he'll be able to get away with at least an hour of uninterrupted time to himself. There's sound there's the sound of some small rocks falling down to the ground and the scrape of a boot against stone. He just had to jinx himself. Huh. Varka does not open his eyes, letting out some very convincing snores instead of looking to see who would have climbed up. Maybe he won't be bothered. There's shuffling, and then Varka feels this person sit beside him. Huh. Thump. The person is leaning against him now, and they seem to be awfully short. Hmm. Varka picks an eye open, glancing down. Ah, it was Ether. The boy has curled up against him, his face hidden in his arm, and his hands atop of bent knees. He opens his other eye and looks around, wondering if one of the knights down below asked for Ether to find him. Varka looks back down to Ether when the other shifts, seeming to relax when he realizes Varka wasn't going to move. He wouldn't. This was like a cat on lap situation. He wouldn't get up until Ether did first. As Ether melts into him and unhides himself a little to let himself breathe, Varka shifts as well to make the position more comfortable for him. It seems like Ethelred was intending to get a real nap in, and even though Varka was all about some time alone earlier, a long time with a friend was fine too. Guess it really wasn't a long time then, but it was still quiet. Aether's eyes are closed and his knees slide into Varka's legs, his breath soft as the boy drifts. Varka knows the stress lines under his eyes and the way one of Aether's hands moved to grasp at his arm. He deserved an actual bed rather than a stone floor on the than a he deserves an actual bed rather than a stone floor, but he's fine with being a pillow if it meant that Ether felt comfortable enough to nap. Admittedly, though, he really didn't want Ether on the he really didn't want Ether on the floor. He slept plenty of time in the wilderness like this himself, and he's sure Ether has too. No, he definitely has. He was called the Traveler for a reason. Regardless, a little extra comfort wouldn't hurt. Varka moves, making making Ether's eyes open and look up at him warily. Ether's cheeks redden with embarrassment when Varka tucks him completely into his lap, hugging him around his middle and settling down again. There we go. Now he suited the cat in lab comparison perfectly. Ether fidgets as Varka fears he may lose the cat, but Ether lays his head against his chest and lets out a huff. Phew! Varka can't rest his chin Varka can't rest his chin against the boy's head without it being awkward, so he settles for laying his head back against the stone wall and moving one of his hands up to tussle Ether's hair. Ether tilts his head up into the hand rather than batting it away. Varka hums. A snuggly mood then. This only made him long for Mustad even more, the way that the kids would cling to him and seek him out for comfort just like that. The Grandmaster, loved and respected, and clung into by tiny toots, oh, tots. He knows Ether wasn't a bad kid, but he was still young. He understood that regardless of age, comfort should never be secluded to just the little ones. And Ether needed this, he'd be and he's honored to be that person that Ether chose today for it. He would be his pillow, and he would be his sword to drive away any oncomers that try to disturb him. Maybe he was being dramatic, but it was also a good thing he didn't care about being dramatic. He tilts his head down once more to look at Ether, pleased to see that his eyes are shut and his face is relaxed, judging by his evened out breaths. He had fallen asleep and wasn't faking it like he himself had been earlier. Cool, cool. Varkat shuts his own eyes and leans his head back again. Damn, it really was like he got the cat for today. He'll stop. Thank you so much for listening for this. I actually was very this spikes up my anxiety very much actually. um I actually made this channel for me to practice my English because I'm really get uh, anxious when talking with others actually, so it's like building up my confidence and all. I would like to also thank the I would also like to thank the author of this fic. She was really kind. I actually wanted because her fic was like really sweet and short and simple. Yani, it like I wanted to start like this. I did start with it. Yani. I hope you enjoyed and thank you so much for listening. Have a good day slash night. Goodbye.